Deep within the overgrown countryside, hidden by a veil of time and shadow, stands a monument to forgotten suffering. Built in the mid-1800s, this sprawling institution was originally conceived as a sanctuary, a place of refuge for those grappling with mental illness. It promised care, compassion, and a path back to society. But as the years turned into decades, this promise soured, and the Grand Asylum became something else. Gentalia, place of despair, neglect, and untold sorrow. For the thousands of souls who passed through its gates, this was not a place of healing. It was the end of the line. The history etched into these decaying walls is a dark one. The asylum, meant to be a haven, quickly became overcrowded and underfunded. Patients were no longer seen as people, but as problems to be managed. The treatments they endured were barbaric, even by the standards of the time. Many were subjected to torturous procedures like electroshock therapy without anesthesia, ice water baths, and cruel, dehumanizing restraints that left them bound for days on end. Some even became unwilling subjects in disturbing medical experiments. The conditions were inhumane. Disease ran rampant, and the lack of proper care led to a staggering death toll. The very air seemed thick with misery, a silent testament to the suffering that occurred within its confines. As time wore on, the patients became increasingly isolated from the outside world. Many were abandoned by their families, who were either unable to cope or ashamed of the stigma associated with mental illness. With no one to visit and no one to speak for them, these individuals became lost souls, their identities fading until they were little more than numbers in a forgotten ledger. They lived and died in isolation, their stories untold, their voices silenced forever. They were the forgotten, drifting through the desolate halls of the asylum, waiting for an end that, for many, would only come with death. Finally, in the late 1970s, the doors of the asylum were sealed for good. A combination of public outrage over the horrifying conditions, evolving standards in mental health care, and the building's own structural decay led to its closure. The few surviving patients were relocated, some to other facilities, others simply released, left to wander into the shadows of a world that had long forgotten them. The asylum was officially abandoned, left to the mercy of time and the elements. For decades now, nature has been reclaiming what man left behind. Ivy creeps up the brickwork like skeletal fingers, windows are shattered, and roofs have caved in, allowing the rain and wind to sweep through the empty corridors. The once pristine building now stands as a ghostly ruin, a chilling reminder of the pain and sorrow its walls have absorbed. It is said that if you listen closely, you can still hear the whispers of the past, the echoes of the souls it once housed, their anguish forever trapped within the decaying structure. The asylum's dark history has made it a magnet for those who seek the paranormal. Countless visitors, from professional investigators to curious thrill-seekers, have ventured into its crumbling halls, and many have left with stories that defy explanation. They speak of hearing disembodied footsteps echoing down empty corridors, the chilling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes, and the sudden, inexplicable drop in temperature that signals a presence nearby. Some have even captured photographic evidence of shadowy figures peering from the vacant windows, fleeting apparitions that disappear as quickly as they appear. Among the many spirits said to haunt the asylum, one story is told more than any other. The ghost of a nurse. Legend says she was one of the few staff members who genuinely cared for her patients, working tirelessly to bring them comfort in a place devoid of it. Overwhelmed by the suffering she couldn't prevent, she remains tethered to the asylum in death. It is said that on the darkest nights you can still see the faint ethereal glow of her lantern moving through the wards, her soft footsteps echoing as she continues her rounds, forever searching for the patients she was unable to save, a lonely guardian in a city of ghosts. It's believed that the asylum is not just haunted by a few spirits, but by a legion of them, the forgotten souls. These are the unrested spirits of the men and women who suffered and died within these walls, their lives cut short by neglect and cruelty. Their anguish was so profound that it has become etched into the very fabric of the building, preventing them from moving on. They linger in the shadows, their sorrow a palpable energy that permeates the air. Forever bound to the place that caused them so much pain, this lingering spiritual energy manifests in a variety of unexplained phenomena. Objects have been reported to move on their own, Doors slam shut in empty hallways, and lights in the long-dead electrical system have been seen flickering to life for a brief moment. Visitors often report hearing faint whispers in the dark, the words just out of reach, or the mournful, distant cry of a patient who never knew freedom. On stormy nights, when the wind howls through the broken panes of glass, some say the building itself seems to groan with the collective sorrow of the souls trapped inside. Today, the asylum remains abandoned, a skeletal ruin that is both terrifying and tragically beautiful. While it has become a notorious spot for paranormal investigators and urban explorers, it is strictly off limits to the public. The structure is dangerously unstable, with collapsing floors and falling debris making any unauthorized visit a life-threatening risk. Trespassing is not only illegal but also disrespectful to the memory of those who suffered here. While the allure of the unknown is strong, the asylum's deteriorating condition makes it a place best observed from a safe distance. The legacy of the asylum is a complex one. It stands as a grim monument to a dark chapter in the history of mental health treatment, a physical reminder of the inhumanity that can arise when we fail to see the humanity in others. The stories of its hauntings, whether you believe them or not, serve a purpose. They keep the memory of the forgotten souls alive and force us to confront an uncomfortable past. The horrors of this place may have been buried by time, but its ghosts continue to haunt our collective conscience, a solemn warning that we must never forget. What do you think? Are these souls truly restless, forever bound to the site of their suffering? Have you ever visited a place with a history as dark and haunted as this? Share your thoughts and your own experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows. If you found this exploration fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most mysterious and haunted locations. Stay curious and stay safe.